Let's talk about medication. One thing that not many people know about me is that I have been taking an antidepressant for almost 6, 7 years now. And the reason that I am making this video is because through a complicated situation where prescriptions and pharmacy and insurance and all that stuff kind of got screwed up, I had to run out of my medication, and I kind of realized how important it is that I have this. There have been days where I've missed a dose and I notice it, but it was today that I really noticed it, and I was like, this is kind of an important thing. And I realized that this is actually a pretty important and significant part of my life. And I realized that it's not something that I have shared with very many people. So the medication that I take is an antidepressant slash anti-anxiety medication. It's one that I take every single day. And if I miss just one dose, it can severely impact my day. Without this medication, I have a lot of trouble focusing. I tend to zone out sometimes, have trouble remembering things. But when I am taking the medication regularly and I'm not missing doses, then none of those things happen, and I actually am able to have a fairly stable life. In fact, I would say that taking medication is probably one of the biggest reasons why I was able to get past the hardest times with my depression. And that's kind of why I wanted to make this video. I wanted to share that with you guys because I know that there are a lot of people out there that don't take medication and wonder about it and aren't sure about it and aren't sure if it's right for them. And like I said, it's been one of the biggest game changers for me in my life. And if it's something that you think might help you, then I would really encourage you to talk to your doctor or whoever you go to regularly. Just talk to them and be like, I want to try taking a medication and see if that helps with this or that, whatever it is that you go through, deal with. Because taking medication is nothing to be ashamed of. There are so many people out there that poo-poo the idea of being medicated and, having to take all of those crazy pills. But honestly, that's just a belief from the standpoint of ignorance. People who talk like that are people that have not gone through the things that we go through and have not seen the difference between being medicated and being unmedicated. And if you're someone who does take medications, but you're not really getting what you feel like you need to get out of them, it's okay to talk to your doctor and change things around or switch medications or change your dosage. When I first started on my antidepressant, I was on a 50 milligram pill and it sort of worked, but after about a year, I was like, hey, this works okay, but I still feel like there are days where it kind of falls short. And so we tried upping it to 100 milligrams, and ever since then, that dosage has been perfect. So it's okay for things to change, maybe going up a dosage or down a dosage or changing medication altogether. Because what's most important is that you are getting what you need to be able to function and be your best self. And if that means you have to take 6 different medications to do that, then that's fine. If it means that you take 1 pill every single morning like me, that's fine too. Being medicated is nothing to be ashamed of. It is nothing to be embarrassed about. And like I said in the beginning of this video, I've been taking this medication for almost 7 years now, and I'm probably going to take this medication for the rest of my life. Because if my brain never gets to a place where it can produce what it needs to produce properly without the aid of medication, then I'm going to continue to take this medication in order to help balance things out. And you know what? That's okay. If you have to take a medication every single day for the rest of your life, just so that you can function at a more or less regular level, that's fine. There's nothing to be ashamed of with having something that helps you to be functional and to be happy and to live a fulfilled life. There are people that have disabilities that are fluid, and sometimes they need to use a mobility aid and sometimes they don't. And there are people who take medication where sometimes they take a medication for a certain amount of time and then they don't need to do that anymore. Or there are people like me that will probably have to take the same medication for the rest of their life. Just like there are disabled people that will always have to be in a wheelchair because that's just how their body is. And it's not going to change in the future. You should be no more ashamed of taking meds for the rest of your life than a disabled person should be ashamed for using a mobility aid for the rest of their life. Because at the end of the day, the important thing is that we are all in a place of equity where we can all live and love each other and function and thrive as a society. So if you're someone out there that is on the fence about medication, I say just go for it. Talk to your doctor or whoever you go to and see what they think might be good for you. And if you're someone who is on medication and has just been feeling insecure about it, let me give you the confidence and say, you know what? You are medicated and mighty. You are strong and you should be proud of yourself for doing this thing that aids your body and your mind. And on top of that, I am proud of you for taking care of yourself because it's not always easy, especially when there are so many people in society that think that medication is silly, but it's not. And you should never feel like it is. That's basically everything I had to share today. So until next time, please take care of yourself. Remember to take your medication if you have one, and I hope you have a very wonderful day. Thank you very much for watching. Bye. So, does this shirt make me more, appealing?